Will Meta's metaverse replace the smartphone? For over a decade, the smartphone has been the undisputed king of personal technology. It serves as our camera, our wallet, our entertainment hub, our map, our communication portal, and in many ways, our digital identity. But Mark Zuckerberg believes its reign may eventually come to an end. He envisions a future where we no longer look down at glowing rectangles, but rather exist inside a fully immersive digital world, a persistent and interconnected layer of reality known as the metaverse. The question is no longer whether Meta is serious about this vision. They are pouring tens of billions of dollars into it. The real question is, can the metaverse truly replace the smartphone? The metaverse, as Meta imagines it, is not just about virtual reality headsets or cartoon avatars floating in digital spaces. It is intended to be the next major evolution of the internet itself, moving from flat interfaces to three-dimensional experiences. Instead of tapping icons on a screen, you would reach out with your hands to interact with objects. Instead of scrolling through feeds, you would walk through virtual environments. Friends wouldn't just text you. They would appear beside you as lifelike holograms. Rather than staring at a phone during a video call, you would feel physically present in a shared room with someone thousands of miles away. Zuckerberg believes that this is not just a gimmick, but an inevitable shift in how humans will interact with technology, much like the transition from desktop computers to smartphones. Meta's strategy revolves around three main pillars: hardware, software, and identity. Hardware is where the company is making its biggest bets. The Meta Quest headsets, currently used mostly for gaming and entertainment, are just the beginning. Meta's long-term goal is to shrink these bulky devices into lightweight glasses that look almost indistinguishable from normal eyewear. These augmented reality glasses would overlay digital information onto the real world, meaning instead of pulling out your phone to check directions, messages, or notifications, they would simply appear in your field of view. You wouldn't need to type on a touchscreen. AI assistants would be listening and responding in natural conversation. Yet this vision is still far from reality. Smartphones became dominant because they were compact, affordable, and instantly useful. Metaverse devices today are bulky, expensive, and socially awkward. No one wants to walk around with a headset on their face. AR glasses that look like normal eyewear are still in early prototypes, and even if Meta perfects them technologically, there's the biggest challenge of all: behavioral change. People resist new interfaces unless they offer undeniable advantage. Why switch from tapping to gesturing? Why replace private screens with floating holograms visible to others? The metaverse must offer not just novelty but necessity. The real breakthrough won't come from flashy hardware, but from integration. If the metaverse becomes the default place where communication, entertainment, education, and commerce live, then people will follow out of necessity, just like we left landlines for smartphones. And Meta is already building that ecosystem. WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, all being connected into avatars and spatial chat. Productivity tools being reimagined in Horizon workrooms. Fitness with Supernatural. Shopping in virtual showrooms. Meta isn't just building hardware, they're building digital gravity. Once your friends, your job, your entertainment all exist in the metaverse, the jump from smartphone to headset becomes inevitable. Instead of staring down at your screen while walking, the world itself would become the interface. But is this realistic or even desirable? Critics argue that the metaverse is a solution looking for a problem, pointing out that most people are perfectly happy with their phones. Headsets are still uncomfortable for long periods, batteries drain quickly, and digital environments often feel artificial and disorienting. Furthermore, many people are wary of spending even more time in virtual spaces when society already struggles with overuse of social media. Zuckerberg, however, sees this differently. He believes that smartphones isolate people, trapping them in narrow attention tunnels, whereas immersive technology can actually create richer human connections. A phone can show someone's face on a screen, but VR can make you feel like they're standing in front of you. A phone lets you play games with friends, but VR lets you be in the same room, throwing virtual objects or exploring worlds together. Meta is positioning the metaverse not just as entertainment, but as a new medium for work, education, shopping, and social life. Imagine replacing your laptop with a virtual workspace containing infinite monitors. Imagine attending a live concert from your living room, but feeling like you're standing front row. Imagine trying on clothes in a virtual store with precise digital replicas of your body. In Zuckerberg's eyes, the metaverse is not a replacement for reality. It is an expansion of it. The smartphone, in his view, is too limited to support this future. However, the competition is fierce. Apple, long the ruler of consumer tech hardware, is entering the space with its own mixed reality headset. Google is reviving its AR ambitions after years of quiet development. Even Microsoft, which once abandoned consumer hardware, is eyeing enterprise and training applications for mixed reality. All of them understand that the next dominant platform after the smartphone will be worn on the face, not held in the hand. But Meta is different from its competitors in one key way. It is not just trying to build a device. It is trying to build an entire universe. Yet despite Meta's massive investments, it faces a fundamental problem: timing. Technologies do not replace each other simply because they are more advanced. They replace existing habits slowly, through convenience and cultural adoption. The smartphone did not replace the computer overnight. It became powerful enough to take over certain tasks, gradually shifting behavior. If the metaverse is to replace the smartphone, it must first offer something the smartphone cannot. That advantage is likely to come from AI-powered assistance, real-time holographic communication, and seamless blending of digital tools into physical life. When you no longer need to reach for a phone because your technology is always present around you, the transition will begin. So, will Meta's metaverse replace the smartphone? The answer depends on framing. In the near term, absolutely not. Smartphones are too deeply embedded in human behavior to vanish within a decade. But over a longer horizon, 15 to 20 years, the shift becomes more plausible. Technology trends consistently move toward more immersive, more portable, more natural interactions. If Meta succeeds in making AR glasses as light and stylish as normal eyewear, with battery life lasting all day and AI smart enough to be genuinely helpful, then yes, the metaverse could become the interface we use more than our phones. The smartphone may not disappear entirely, but it may become secondary, a backup device rather than the primary gateway to digital life. Mark Zuckerberg is not just trying to build a product. He is trying to build the next stage of human-computer interaction. His vision may be risky, expensive, and even a little dystopian to some. But if history has taught us anything, it's that technologies once dismissed as strange or unnecessary often become essential. Just as people once laughed at the idea of carrying a powerful computer in their pocket, they may one day wonder how we ever lived without digital worlds layered over reality. Whether Meta leads that transformation, or merely sparks it for someone else to finish, remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: the smartphone's reign is no longer unquestioned, and the metaverse is coming to challenge its throne. Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating content on our YouTube channel.